Very good morning, children. In this chapter, you will learn about communication. What are the different means of communication? So, first of all, you learn what is the meaning of communication. Communication is a skill or the ability we use when giving and receiving different kind of information. We love and need to keep in touch with others and with our near and dear ones. We do that through different means of communication. Communication is a tool through which we can send or receive information. There are many means of communication like letter, postcard, greeting cards, telephone, mobile, etc. In earlier days, we used to write letters, send cards through the post. If we want to post any letter written on a white sheet of paper, we can go to any post office and purchase an envelope of ₹5. After inserting that letter in the envelope, we write the address of the person where we are sending it, and we also buy a postal stamp and paste it on the right side of the envelope and drop it in the mailbox or letter box or post box. So far, children, you have learned that communication is simply the act of transferring information from one place, person or group to another. Every communication involves one sender, a message and a recipient. These includes our emotion, the cultural situation, the medium used to communicate and many more things. Now come to what is the general purpose of communication. Purpose of communication are to inform, to express feeling, to imagine, to influence and to meet social expectations. So, first of all, we will know what are done in the earlier days. In earlier days, animals were also used as means of transport. When post office started, urgent message were sent by a telegram. The message in a telegram had to be short as each word was paid for. But nowadays things are little different. We can use many modern means of communication like telephone, mobile, fax and email. By making a telephone call, we can easily speak to our friend, relative whenever we need to do so. Another good option to call our relative is by using a mobile phone. People sitting in offices can send written message using a fax. So written messages can be sent by using a fax and email from their computer. Email means electronic mail. In the picture, email is given, telephone, mobile phone and fax machine are also here. So children, did you know hanging a message on a pigeon snake was the oldest method of communication? So to convey a message to many people at the same time, we use means of mass communication. Mass communication means one message to many people. For this, we use newspaper, magazine, radio and television. All those people who cannot read the newspaper or magazine, can hear the news on the radio. On the television, we can both hear and see the important happening of the day. For disabled people, there is sign language. People, those who are not able to hear or speak, can use sign language. In the picture, it is given example of mass communication. These are newspaper, radio, television and magazines. Children, here are collect some post tickets and paste here. Space is given, you can post here ticket. And now the next is, did you know, children, a modern way of communication is social network site. For example, Facebook, Twitter and WhatsApp. We all are using it. A telephone in which we have to put coins before using is called a payphone. Now the keywords came here in this chapter is email, which stands for electronic mail, and means of communication such as newspaper, magazine, radio and television. And means of communication, the things you have to remember from this are, by means of communication we can communicate with each other. Some of Personal means of communication are letter, postcard, mobile, fax and email. Newspaper, magazine, radio and television are means of mass communication. That's all from this chapter, children.